Hello everybody, and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to the next episode of our Chronicles of Aeodrun series. My name is Josh, I shall be your game master for this evening, and as you can see, we have another one of our characters returning, another one of our players and characters returning, and we're going to be exploring a little bit about where they are, what they've been doing, and how they got places. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves now. Please introduce yourself, player.
Hello, I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Karnan Udric. Now, Udric is an orc, red orc, going by the Aeodrun species, and is a druid, which he only found out last season. So he's been practicing, trying out different things, learning how to do cool magic, and generally just being a kick-ass kind of person. Yeah. Yep. Last seen in the jungle, I think.
Last seen in the jungle. Yep. Jungle Fury. That's something completely different. Anyway,
Rumble in the jungle.
Yeah, Rumble in the jungle. There we go. Welcome to the jungle. Anyway, before we get into the session, we have a couple of sponsors and supporters we'd like to thank. We are proud to be sponsored by Phoenix Dice. You can go to phoenixdice.com to get yourself some clickety-clack Rathrocks, including some limited edition Roll Together dice, which I have right here. And if you use the code Roll Together, all caps, at checkout, you can get yourself 25% off of your purchase. We are also proud to be supported by Idol Champions of Forgotten Realms. If you type in exclamation point code into chat right now, you'll get yourself a code for a free Electrum chest, which you can use to get items to power up your heroes as you collect them and battle through waves of monsters for free on various different devices, including fridges and freezers and microwaves, if you have the smart kind. We are also proud to be supported by Homie and the Dude. They are a TTRPG group that make various different supplement books, not just for D&D, but for all kinds of different types of TTRPGs. They've got The Wandering Tavern and Scorched Basin, and if you want to check them out, you can follow the links in the chat or in the description below, and you can see if they have any other Kickstarters going on at this point. And if you're interested in buying any of their stuff, if you type in Roll Together, all caps at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase. Massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic, they are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Roll Together HQ because the kobolds need the goat, by following all of the links in chat or in the description below. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below, because it helps the algorithm tell us what you like, so we know what to make more of for you. In our last session, Udric came back to the land of the living, we're going to say at the moment, because, you know, at the end of the last season, it looked like Udric had been killed, spent some time in the afterlife maybe, and then came back in a desert jungle. Traveling around in the jungle, you discovered that dinosaurs live here. You managed to find one and sneak away from it pretty quickly, and you came across some ruins, or what looked like some ruins. Sort of following a river down, there was a structure, and there was a statue in front of it, or two statues in front of it. One of them was crumpled and on the floor, and the other one was kind of okay, had cracks in it. It looked like a lion, two lions, one had broken one hand. That's pretty much everything that happened the last time we saw Udric. We're going to pick literally straight up from there. As you're stood outside this structure, you can tell that nobody's been here for a long time, and that this structure has also been here for a long time, because there are vines and roots that have wrapped themselves around the concrete and wooden structure that is that is formed an archway over this river as the river carries on, descending down through the jungle. What would you like to do?
So I followed the river here, didn't I?
Yes.
Does the river enter the ruins?
The river does enter the ruins. I believe you used Luca in the last session to get a peek up the top of the canopy of the trees, because this is a very dense jungle, and you could see the ocean in the direction that you're currently walking in. So you're following the river to get to the ocean, because then that will help. You're hoping to find some sort of civilization or something, I believe was what your plan was. It's been a little while since we recorded that.
I mean, I think I did have Luke up. I think I might have climbed it myself, but either or. People in chat tell us. We don't remember.
Please remind us. Yeah, because we can't remember.
Nope.
One of the two.
Pushing 40.
Yes.
Don't know. Anyway, I will follow the river into the ruins. That seems to have been my trajectory this far. I'm not going to be deviating from that.
Cool. As you begin making your way into the ruins, Luca is with you and hops down off of your shoulder and sort of runs off in front of you and begins sniffing some of the vines. As you step into this structure, you can tell straight away that, I mean, it was obvious from when you were outside, but this is definitely a ruin. But when you go past this first wall, there are what look to be other walls and buildings that were probably once here that have all fallen down over the course of time. It's everything has been reclaimed by jungle vines, and trees and bushes haven't grown up around them, and some of them have been crushed by how strong the vines are and everything. And it looks to be almost like what you've just walked past, where the two statues was more of a wall that went around this place. As you come in, there are like an inner courtyard area. You can see what looks to be the remains of a fountain sort of in the center of this courtyard area that's sort of bent over to one side from where a strong, thick barked tree has sprouted out and then wrapped itself around it and caused it to buckle and move to the side. You can tell nobody has been here for a long time, because there are literally vines everywhere all across the floor. There is a more solid structure in the center of this courtyard, which looks to be more temple-like, but on a smaller scale than maybe other like churches of balance and things that you've seen in the past. It's on a much sort of smaller scale. One thing that you do notice, two things that you notice. The first, the roof to the temple is not there. Instead, this large spiraling tree sort of cascades out of the top of it. Its leaves extending everywhere. Pretty much its leaves provide the entire canopy for this inner temple area. The second thing you notice is that there are a lot of bodies all over the floor. You only notice it by accidentally kicking a bone as you look down, and you can see there's the bones of animals, the bones of people, all sort of wrapped up around these vines and leaves and things. And then a third thing that you notice, because you've got a pretty high passive perception anyway, and this is almost like you step in and you see all of this straight away. There is a strange blackness everywhere, almost like black veins have infected the roots of all of these plants, and you can tell by looking up that the leaves of this large tree that's sprouting out of the temple are all infected as well. It goes all the way down its branches and down to the main trunk and down into the main temple area. The doors to the temple are, one is off its hinge and sort of slamped down on the floor. The other one is partially open, but you can't quite see what's inside from the angle that you're at.
I guess first things first. I see the bodies. I see that the roots are entangled around the bodies. Can I do maybe a nature check to determine whether the bodies were dead before the roots started growing over them? Or do I maybe think that the plant is somehow the reason that they are no longer with us?
Yeah, so you could roll. I'll let you roll your choice of investigation, medicine, or insight. Each one will give you a different result that aims to the sort of same conclusion, if that makes sense.
Investigation, medicine, or insight. Definitely not investigation. It's either going to be insight or medicine, and I think I feel more medicine-y at this point. So I will. Why did I do that? I just laid my dice all out, and then I was like, "Oh, D&D Beyond." Click. Oh, I'll take it though. It's a 25.
25. Okay, so as you look over these bodies, do you touch the vines, or are you just inspecting, just getting close and inspecting?
If I'm doing medicine, I think at this point, I think I'm probably too cautious because there's that kind of little thing in the back of my head saying it could be the vines that have killed these things. I think it would be better to inspect the bodies and not touch the vines just yet.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So you look over the vine, not over the vine, sorry, over the bodies, and it's difficult. The first few that you look over, it's difficult to get a exact cause of death for them because they are bones. But the third body that you come to is somebody who had died on their back. And as you get over to them, you notice that 2 or 3 of their ribs are broken in various different places. And with your military background, this person was stabbed. Right.
Okay. Unlikely that a plant stabbed him unless it kind of gripped a dagger and it. Unlikely. Could happen. Okay. I feel a little bit more confident. You also said that the vines had the corruption, the purple corruption.
It's black corruption that's all around them.
This one's black. Okay.
Yeah. You can roll an Arcana check, actually, if you'd like.
I mean, I'd like other things more. I've done it again. Clicked it.
I will let you roll it with advantage, though.
Okay. Right. Well, D&D Beyond gave me an 11. I'm going to roll myself a nice, pretty real dice. Nope. D&D Beyond's kinder to me. 13.
13's not bad. With your knowledge and what you've recently found out about how Aether works and everything like that, as you look over the black vines, over these black veins that are on these vines and roots that are all throughout this place, you just, as you're looking over this body, you just happen to catch a glint of purple in the corner of your eye. And as you look over, you can see, similar to how those sort of blurry images that you used to get on tea bags and things, where you used to move them around and it'd be like a different picture, or they'd move or something like that, similar to that. But at one point it shows complete black, and then you move your head a little bit and it shows a streak of purple going through it. Yes, these things are infected with Aether, although you don't think that the blackness is Aether.
Okay. Do I feel like there's any kind of urgency about my situation at the moment, or could I spend some time doing some druiding?
You managed to sneak past the dinosaur that we saw in the last session and didn't alert it to your presence. You haven't bumped into any other wildlife around here. You've heard the sounds of monkeys swinging around in the forests, off in the jungle, off in the distance, but nothing's actually approached you. Okay. And you also have no clue where you are. So yeah, you've probably got time. It's very reminiscent of the last time you got lost, but last time was in a forest.
Yeah. Yeah, and last time I got lost, I thought it had been, a couple of days and a couple of years, and it had been 10. So who even knows how time works in forests anymore?
What is
Certainly
time?
Not Udric. Cool. Right, in that case, I am going to at least attempt to do the 8-hour casting of plant growth.
Ooh, okay.
So the 8-hour version says that you enrich the land. All plants in a half-mile radius centered on a point within range become enriched for 1 year. The plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested. So what I'm hoping with this is that I will kind of give the plants enough of a kind of almost like a booster jab. I'm trying to kind of kickstart their immune systems and try and see if I can, through just druidic stubbornness, try to build this this forest up and help these plants, which I'm hoping are not going to grab and kill me.
That sounds good. Is there a particular location you'd like to do this at, or would you like to just do it where you're stood currently, which is in the courtyard area?
Is the fountain more or less in the middle of the courtyard?
It's in the middle of the courtyard, but it's not in the middle of this sort of temple-esque area. That would be the main temple hub where this tree's coming out of.
I mean, I've got a mile to play with. No, yeah, I've got a half-mile radius, so I've got a mile around me, which my sense of distance is terrible, but that feels like a long way.
Yeah, then that's a long way. That encompasses this entire area. Yeah.
So I don't think I need to necessarily be dead center in the temple. So yeah, I think what I'll do is kind of see if I can clamber up to the top of the fountain, which I'm assuming isn't on.
No.
So, and I'm hoping will also kind of be a little bit more vine free. So I'll kind of try and perch on the top of that as best as I can. And yeah, start my casting from there.
You feel the sort of stonework of the fountain shake a little bit under the weight of your body as you climb up it, as the vines have weakened its core structure, but it doesn't collapse under your weight or anything like that. You're able to get to the top and begin the casting of the spell. Now, I'm going to ask you, because this is the 8-hour version, we've heard your description of how it goes when you just cast it straight away. Over the course of the 8 hours, how does this magic come from you? How does this plant growth work?
So we've already previously, had Udric casting when he was trying to save Tally. Lilla. Tally's daughter.
Yeah.
Let me finish. So I was trying to save Lilla alongside my colleagues with Lily and with Perry as well, and Perry's friend Stacy.
Yep, Sister Stacy.
That's it. And yeah, when that happened, kind of the tree kind of emerged from Udric's back and kind of left itself as an impression on his back in the form of a tattoo. I think when he's casting this spell, he kind of squats as best as he can, because he knows he's in it for a long time, so he wants to be sat down. And the tattoo on his back kind of pulses and starts to grow down his skin, almost like he's extending the this kind of power from within him down through the roots of the tree tattoo, and it kind of roots down, and at some point they stop being tattoo like and actually become little kind of roots making its way out of his backside, let's be fair, and kind of reaching down until they kind of make contact with the other roots themselves, and he kind of links himself in with this this fine network, and yeah, we'll start trying to pump purifying energy in the form of pure ether, probably into this stuff for 8 hours.
As you begin casting this, and as you access that magic that's been provided to you by the tree tattoo on your back, you begin to feel another sense of magic around here, centered more on the where the temple entrance is and inside, that sort of resonates at the same frequency as your druidic magic. Not so much the aether that's in you, but there's something similar to the power that the tree gave you in the grove. There's a similar power to that here. And it seems to be trying to connect to you as you're casting this spell, but there's a weakness to it that you don't quite understand at the moment. as you're casting this spell and as your roots embed themselves into the earth around, over the course of the 8 hours, this doesn't count. I'd count this as a long rest in terms of your hit points, but the spell slot for plant growth wouldn't come back, is what I'd say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. As you cast this and open your eyes, you can see that nothing's happened with the black veins that have taken control of all of the vines and roots and everything around here. That hasn't changed at all. But what you hadn't noticed when you came into this place is that everything was slightly devoid of colour, like its colour was being drained out of it, at least life force was being drained out of it. And your plant growth has revitalised everything. The trees look a lot more brown. The bark on the trees looks a lot more brown now. The leaves have got that more vibrant green glow to them. And the vines also have that sort of thorn-esque green to them, if that makes sense, and have begun sprouting thorns out of them, as if they may have dropped off at some point. This place has been revitalised by your magic, but that black ichor that is all over it, you can feel now that you've embedded your roots into the space, you're now connected to this place. And that ichor is beginning to drain the energy that you've given to these trees. And it's beginning to, you can feel that, now that you're connected, you can feel that it's spreading through, taking the life source from these plants.
Right. Guess I've got to go and work out what that is and kill that. Okay, yeah, I don't want my year of, revitalization to go to what I'm going to assume is a parasitic, possibly plant, but yeah, parasitic entity. So I'm going to go into the temple, I guess, after a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, have a bit of a stretch.
Drink of water.
And a drink of water. Honestly, we do stretch breaks to sort of help sort of break up the time and things. And when Sean said that, I thought that was a hint, but it's not quite time yet.
No,
I will take us to a drink.
It has, yeah. Hydrate.
Hydrate. Luca Clone sort of reappears on your shoulder, and I know you have control over him as a familiar in stuff, but every now and then he'll just reappear for plot reasons, and then you can dismiss him whenever you want.
We all know that I will forget that he's there. It's fine.
This is true. It has become a running joke that at least one NPC or familiar has been here the entire time. You climb down from the fountain, and you begin making your way over towards where the temple entrance is. And as you enter inside, you can see that there are a lot more bodies that are scattered around here.
Mm-hmm.
There are some bodies here that don't necessarily make sense to you, though. There are the usual skeletons that you saw outside, but there's a couple of bodies that are made out of wood here as well, and most of them are around where the tree is. And then one body in particular stands out to you because it is a skeleton. It looks like it's in the center of some destroyed chairs that have been that had once been set up for service and stuff to be done. But this body looks like they were either a human or an elf. At least part of their body was. The other part of their body, and you can tell it's actually them because the bones are connected and the bones grow outwards, and there's a large skeletal wing that comes out of one of their sides, and half of their skull is cracked in half and looks like it's extended in size. It looks like they died mid-transformation into something large with wings. And they are wearing robes. I should say they're wearing robes. Ripped robes.
Nudity doesn't bother Udric.
No, but...
Okay, right. So, things that occur to me. My first thought had been, are these like carved humanoids, part of like the guardians of the temple, whoever it was that built this temple, did they make like servants out of wood? I don't think that that's the case anymore. My other thought had been dead dryads. I don't think that one. So now I'm thinking ossification, but whatever it is, petrification. I think that's when it's wood. I'm thinking that whatever it is that's leeching the life out of things is turning things into wood. And I have no idea why this person is turning into some sort of bony dragon thing. Both me and Udrik. Udrik has not followed any of this gods and guardians and kind of talk. So yeah, that's lost on me, I'm afraid. No idea. Maybe I'll mention it to the gang when I next see them.
Yeah. If
I ever see them again. Maybe they're dead.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they're dead. You don't know. We're not 100% sure.
The Adventures of Udrik.
One man show.
All singing, all dancing, but no singing or dancing.
All clapping of them cheeks, because he's always naked. Anyway, I will say, roll me a history check, please.
Histoire.
This could only go well.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad. It's not bad. As long as I don't have a negative modifier. No, +2, so make an 18.
Oh, awesome. Okay, that's good, because dice tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you
players do not remember.
No. As you look over each of these bodies, two things stand out to you. The first thing is the robes that this person who looks like they're half transformed is wearing. There is a symbol on the robes that looks very similar to a necklace that Miss Faction has, and a symbol that was on her staff that she carries around with her. And she would have explained to you that that was the symbol for the guardian Vyasha, who is known as the Harvest Huntress and is the guardian of nature. This was probably a temple to that guardian. The other thing you notice, and this is a proper step back for you, as you look over towards where the trunk of the tree is, and at all of these more wooden bodies that are laying around it, all of the wooden bodies have been infected with this black ichor, whereas the skeletons haven't. And when you look at the tree, you can see that there are some of these wooden figures seemingly melded into the body. And one of them reminds you of something you saw one time at your grove. In the tree that you had there was you would have thought it was a head at some point, but it looked like more of a knot in the tree, like a large knot. But now that you're seeing it on this tree, that's very clearly a face. It hasn't got like full-blown details but you can see where there would be a nose, the sort of slit for a mouth, and the sort of indentation for eyes in this head. Think of the
Deku tree from Legend of Zelda.
That, or think of the tree from Pocahontas with the face, but not as much detail as that tree.
Sure, low-res pirated version of
basically
Disney film. Okay. I mean, it's all very nice, but Udrik's still kind of. Right. So the trees have faces. Mm-hmm.
There's no.
Cool.
I will say that the black veins are not growing around this face that's in the tree. They seem to be going around it.
Udrik / Sean, both out of depth. Facing the tree, right? Facing the tree. It's not got the black stuff, but the black stuff's in the wooden bodies and not the bone bodies. I'm just going to say that this is me playing my intelligence of 14. Kind of clever, but not quite there. I wish like Elodie or someone was here. Right. Okay. There's a temple to the guardian of nature. Do I think that maybe like the half transformed body is like an avatar of the guardian? Like, because I'm aware that Perry is something to do with the Titans. And I know that the Titans and the Guardians have some sort of physical representation. Do I feel like maybe the tree was trying to escape into an avatar? I don't know.
No, what you would probably think, because it was there was a brief discussion about it when the group came together just before the Battle of Merkstead. Brahm, Elodie, and Visania mentioned that when they were in the Temple of Peltos, they fought a dragon in there. And the dragon but instead of killing the dragon, they helped the dragon because it was infected. And once they helped it, the dragon revealed themselves to be the high priest of Peltos. So whoever this body is here was probably a high priest to Vyasha.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a dragon person.
The dragon person that can an elf, human, somebody who could transform into a dragon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the person who, the high priest of the Temple of Peltos on Marley's Rest was a dwarf, or is a dwarf.
Okay. Still doesn't necessarily help me because I don't have any way of like. Can't believe I've not taken talk with plants. Speak with animals.
As you walk around a little bit, your foot just kicks something on the floor, and as you look down, you can see a very small doll-like version of one of these wooden people that are laying on the floor. They haven't got any black vines or veins or anything on them. And as you look at it, you watch as Luca runs down onto the floor and sort of pokes it. And as Luca's paw touches it, it begins to light up green, like engravings on it. And you watch as Luca tries to pull away and Luca is sucked into it. And for a moment, you're like, shit, no. And then the eyes of this thing just turn green and it sits up and goes, "Hi, Udric. Hi, Udric. Hi, Udric. I can speak." Stands up and is a bit wobbly on two legs, but it is the size of like a doll. Like I'm going to get you an example.
Like an artist mannequin sort of stuff. Well, I mean, those guys.
Yeah, I have an example here. It is Luigi size.
We're really pushing our luck with Nintendo today.
Nintendo and Disney. It's like, it's me. It's Luca. I am really freaked out right now. So it looks over his body. Hi.
To be quite honest, I was already on the verge of freaking out. I'm not entirely sure what to do with this information.
Scratches the side of its face, but you just hear wood scraping on wood. Oh, this is strange. I'm going to try something quickly. And you watch as the body falls to the floor like a Woody does in Toy Story. And then out of the eyes, you see this green light come out and Luca appears in rabbit form next to it. Looks around, looks at you. His mouth starts moving, but nothing comes out. Sort of shrugs his shoulders, looks at the doll again, and then dives back into it, and then pops back up. Right, okay. Well, this is one way I can speak to you, I suppose.
Do you reckon it work with the bigger ones?
Looks over towards them. They've got a lot of that black veiny stuff going on, so I wouldn't want to risk it in case something happens to me.
That is true. You do know that you're a figment of my imagination, though.
Walks up to you, kicks you in the shin, actually karate chops you in the shin, and you feel it. It hurts. Did that feel fake?
I mean, who was to say that in my vivid imagination that I would not just imagine the pain?
Damn, you got me there. Huh.
All right, I'm going to trust you for the moment.
Right.
But don't think for a second that I'm not convinced I'm not going mad.
That's fair. Uppies?
Oh, I see. I will pick up the mannequin. I'm still not entirely sure what to do here. I do that. Oh my God. Put him back down again. I'm gonna. Are there any vines that are not kind of infected that I could kind of pull away?
The only sort of nature-esque thing in here that doesn't look like it's infected is the face on the tree and this doll-like thing that Luca is currently puppeting. Can
I find, in that case, a patch of ground that seems relatively untouched? And I'd like to druid craft some long, viney, almost like bamboo, but like very flexible. Yeah. And what I want to do is I want to wrap them around me in that kind of makeshift baby carrier kind of thing, and I want to like put mannequin Luca in the front pouch, as it were.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, simple enough. Take a little bit of time to do that. Luca's sort of looking around at what's going on. Yeah, you've got plenty of time to do it. Able to do it, and then you pick up, put in. And you watch as he sort of wiggles his legs and his arms about a bit, and whee! This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thought, and go with me on this. I think you should put your hand on that face, point towards the tree. Avoid all of this black stuff because it doesn't feel good. But there's something that's drawing me to that for you to put your hand on it.
All right, figment of my imagination. Let's go and poke the bear, shall we?
Yeah, enough of that.
I will kind of. I'm tiptoeing around all of the black vines and like anything that seems to be infected. I kind of look down at the mannequin as I am bloody going mad, and I'm going to just kind of place my hand. I'm trying to say, even though in my head I'm like, there isn't actually a face in this tree. Like this is ridiculous. I don't want to cover the face, so I'm just going to kind of put my hand on the cheek, like kind of that. Yeah.
Cup the cheek. I think that's called cupping, isn't it? Cupping the cheek.
I don't know. If I get sucked into this tree, I'm not going to be happy.
As you place your hand on the tree, could you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
That is wisdom. It should be good. Yes, not too bad. Well, that is a 16, but it was a 7 on the dice.
Oh, wow. That's a massive plus to that. Fantastic. Okay, so you take no damage from this as you feel these voices begin to enter into your head, and they're shouting and screaming and asking you for help. And then everything goes quiet, and then you feel a sudden surge of magic pulse through you, and your eyes just burst with this green magic that was the same as what is in the Luca doll at the moment, and everything goes white for you. As your eyes refocus, you find yourself, everything is black and white around you as your eyes open, and you find yourself stood in the middle of this temple.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look around, you can begin to see figures walking around. They're all very black and white as well. You look down at yourself and you're all in that sort of normal colouring that you are. Everything else is black and white around you. You can see what looks to be these wooden the wooden people that you notice on the floor, you can see them walking around. They're wearing these priestial robes that you saw on the person who was transforming. You do see an elven person walking around, and whereas where you've been into Churches of Balance, and you obviously know that they worship the Guardian of Light and Dark, the Guardians of Light and Darkness in there, and then they have a little section where they worship the Elemental Guardians, and then the Nature Guardian sort of gets left out on the sort of left outside sort of thing. There is no other influence from any of the other 6 Guardians here. Everything here is all about Vyasha, and you can see looking around that there are paintings and mosaics and everything all over the walls and everything, things that have degraded with time, so they're now not there when you entered into this ruin, especially with the way that the vines have sort of licked up everything. There are no vines anywhere around here. But the one thing that is the exact same as what it was when you were from where you just came from is the tree looks exactly the same, except for there are a bunch of face-shaped holes in the tree, and you watch as one of these wooden people walk up to the tree and take their robes off, and as they walk up to it, the tree sort of opens out a bit, and they turn around and sit into it, and the tree closes around them, and you watch as they go to lower their heads as if they're going to sleep, and you watch as this green energy fills up across the tree and up and into the leaves and causes it to grow a little bit more.
Thanks. I hate it.
Sorry.
Is there like a tiny face one, like Luca size?
Yeah, there's those. There's quite a few of these small doll-sized ones that are walking around. In fact, I will say that you can see over in one of the corners there is a small doll-sized one like Luca that climbs up onto a table that's being prepared by 2 more of these wooden constructs, as we'll call them, and some priests, some fleshy priests as well, and they seem to be doing some prayers to someone, probably Vyasha. And as this smaller tree person stands on this table, you watch as all of these, the table, I should say, is like a plant pot, like a long plant pot with loads of soil in it. And as this figure is stood on that soil, you watch as these vines begin to grow out of the soil and begin sort of piercing the wooden structure of this smaller doll. And as it does, it begins pulling parts of it apart, and the vines begin to grow into the spots and begin to harden into bark. And you watch as the body extends outwards as it basically grows in size, and instead of it being more doll-like, it becomes more dwarvish size. And then it climbs off of the table and goes off to do its duties. It's like it's like an aging process for them.
Mm-hmm. Wow, the past is horrifying.
As you sort of look around, you turn back towards the tree, and you can see...
One second, though.
Yeah.
Can I just look over my shoulder? Do I have a wing? I'm not, like, inhabiting the body of the High Priest, am I?
No, you are yourself.
Okay, good.
Nobody else seems to acknowledge that you're stood there. One person actually just walks straight through you and carries on outside. And you can see the fountain that you were sat on before. The 2 doors are attached and they're wide open. There's lots of people outside. And you can see that beautiful fountain, or the fountain that you sat on, is absolutely beautiful. There's so much to it that is broken off. And it sort of sprouts 3 different fumes of water that go into this large basin that is dissolved with time, or filled in with vines in time, so you didn't see it when you were out there. But as you turn back towards the tree, you can see also in, we're going to call it high definition, a wooden figure with a face very similar to the one that you placed your hand onto, stood in front of you, full form, very androgynous, so there's no gender, can't tell the gender from them, but they are also wearing robes to Vyasha, and they nod towards you. I can see you. I do not know you, though.
No, I don't imagine that you would.
Yet there is something familiar about you.
That's not surprising either.
Please, tell me, who are you?
My name's Karnan Udric. Best I can tell, this is a memory held within your tree.
Yes, that is indeed what this is. This is one of my happier moments. I apologize. I do not have a name. My brethren, my family, and I do not. We do not name ourselves.
I see. Is there anything that I can refer to you by, even if it's not a name, like an honorific or something?
An honorific. A notion lost on us. A nickname, perhaps. A nickname.
I'm going to call you Sprouty.
No facial expressions or anything, but you feel a warm smile come from, a warmness come from her, as if from this figure, as if they are smiling. Sprouty it is. Karnan.
Udric, actually. Where I'm from, my surname comes first. It's family first. And, so yeah, call me Udric.
Indeed, Udric. And who is this young one that is with you? And you can see that Luca is sat on your shoulder in rabbit form. I'm Luca. Hang on. I'm not supposed to be able to speak in like this.
Oh, it's all theatre of the mind. Just go with it.
Right. Okay. Ah. You appear to have a guardian on your shoulder, not the type of guardian that we worship here. A forest guardian, a forest protector would be a better way to not confuse situations.
No, I see. Looks like a rabbit to me.
Was once a rabbit, yes, but was gifted with the ability to, with long life, I'm guessing. And Luca looks, yeah, I lived a pretty long life, lived a good few years in our grove with my friend here. Sort of gestures towards you, and you carry the power of a tree with you. Is that correct?
I believe so. I found myself tending to a tree. I'm sure that it's got a much more special name in your circles, but it's sad to say that I've only really encountered one other person like myself.
We are known as the children of the Belial tree, or the World Tree, as it is more commonly known.
I see.
You carry some of that power with you, as do I from my tree. Gestures up towards the large tree. I am this tree's protector. It seems that you were chosen to be a protector as well, although you are not within your designated area. What happened?
Unfortunately, the tree succumbed to a corruption. I couldn't entirely tell you what it is. The ether has been thrown around. Raw ether, I think, has been mentioned. It killed the tree, and I think I absorbed some of its power at that point.
It chose you in its final moments to be its champion.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of choice. Let's be honest. Twimmy or a rabbit, and the rabbit died. So, sorry, Luca.
I mean, it's true. You can't deny that. But still, you seem right for the job. I wonder if you could be one that could help us. I am fully aware of what is happening outside of this memory. I am slowly dying. Mm-hmm. I have become one with the World Tree sapling that I am a part of, and to try and keep it alive for that little bit longer, allowing the ichor to feed off of me. This ichor comes from an ancient being, someone who has command over the dead. We knew her as Savannah.
Oh shit!
You are aware of her?
I'm pretty certain she killed me, or something associated with Savannah killed me.
Savannah is an ancient being from a time before you mortals were around, or we mortals were around. She seems to have her mitts in a lot of different pies, I believe is the phrase I was told by one of the high priestesses, by one of the high priests here.
That's good to know that you had pies.
Groans a bit and sort of shirks in pain. Do you know whereabouts in the world we currently are?
I haven't got the foggiest idea.
We are in the Volthiri Desert, within the Diarch jungle. We are close to the city of Abercathis.
I've heard of that one.
Good. That is where we are currently.
Great.
My understanding of the situation that we are currently in is that Savannah is trying to find a way to invade the deserts without sending any armies here. Looks down at the ground and around at the tree, and you can see like little sort of static fluctuations begin to happen, and it reveals elements of what's not in this vision, basically the vines and everything. It looks like her goal is to try and take over the deserts by infecting its nature, drawing its people out of their homes, having nature do its bidding for her. We need somebody to stop her. I noticed that you were able to revitalize the plants in this area, which is part of the reason why I'm able to communicate with you in the way that I am. Do you have a way to do that again, but focus it on the tree?
Feel that I could probably do that a couple more times, yeah.
If it is okay with you, I would like for you to do it. I think using that spell on the tree itself will free us of the curse that has been placed on us, and will grant you more power if you are willing to accept it.
I mean, it doesn't seem like you've got a lot of choice, again. So I'll have to do, won't I?
You sell yourself short. We would have just been here having our energy drawn from us for eternity until somebody came along. You have come along. You are worthy. You have been brought this way for a reason. Don't sell yourself short.
Well, we'll see. I've seen what happened to a couple of my friends who were supposedly chosen didn't end well for him.
Sort of shirks in pain again. I can't hold this vision anymore. I'm afraid.
Well, let's get you sorted then.
I thank you, Udric and Luca. And Luca, please, the small doll body that you found that Luca can inhabit, please feel free to take that with you if you wish to communicate with Luca in the future. Or you can leave it here, it's up to you.
Yes, because I'm sure that I'm sure that it's look, they're going to think I'm bonkers.
Luke just looks at you, goes to say something, and then shrugs his shoulders.
Yeah, fair point. All right. I don't know, like, at what point the vision's going to kind of go away, but I'm going to start turning back to go to the tree in the vision. And the best idea I've got is I'm going to try and, like, put my hands in the kind of empty face holes, which is not a phrase I ever want to say again. So I will kind of do that. And going to be standing here for 8 hours now. I will kind of, I'll brace my legs so that I'm kind of trying to find a comfortable position, but I'm basically not going to move for a further 8 hours.
Cool. So you do that. You come out of the vision while this is happening, and you realise that your hands are actually inside of the bark of the tree now. And as you begin casting the spell, and your roots begin to descend down your arms and begin to sort of focus on the tree itself, the tree itself begins to glow a light green. This is going to be a strange thing. You can gain one of your spell slots back from this long rest, but not the one for the plant graph you're currently casting, if that makes sense.
So this is the ironic thing, because you gave me a long rest before. I'm not missing any spell slots except for the one that I've already used to cast it the first time round.
Yeah, so you're in the exact same position as what you were in before.
I'm just going to basically stand there and be a battery for this tree.
Over the course of the 8 hours, or at least the first 7.5, you can feel the tree's life force begin to grow. But you can also feel the ichor begin to grow around the tree as well, and the bark of the tree begins to disappear underneath this ichor, and you watch as it begins to pull up the face of the figure that you placed your hand onto, Sprouty, as it begins to sort of encompass their face, leaving just one eye available, or one eye socket available. And as you come to finish the spell off, you watch as brilliant green magic comes out of Sprout's eye, and you watch as the blackness begins to radiate a eerie green underneath, and it begins to slowly dissolve and burn away in places. It's still there, but parts of it begin to flake off, as the entire bark and leaves and everything of the tree are this brilliant green colour. And then it all just turns to dust and begins to float down. And as it does, it gets drawn to your skin, similar to how what happens in the other Druid's Grove. Your body, it starts attaching itself and pulling itself, absorbing itself into your skin. And your skin takes on a slightly more duller tone again, as you've basically just absorbed the power of another world tree sapling. That will have ramifications. That will be a new trait that you're going to receive, called Blessings of the World Tree, which will give you access to some bits and bobs, but not quite yet.
You said that I'd be able to get a spell slot back, and obviously have one, but I do have bark skin. Would it be kind of quite thematic if, like, as the it kind of creeps up my arms, like I get that kind of bark-like texture for a bit?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, in fact, that would protect you from some of the Ichor trying to climb up your own roots that you've planted into the tree, and it stops it from trying to infect you. Luca sort of goes into the body of the doll and then climbs up on top of your head to avoid being touched by any of this stuff. But yeah, the world tree sapling itself dissipates, leaving this large sort of cavernous hole in the middle where its roots were that go down for quite a while. You look down and it's just a big hole, not never ending, but it is a very big hole. And you feel the temple itself begin to shake as the tree that was providing structure for it is now gone, and elements of the walls begin to collapse in, but not to the point where you're not in danger where you are. The walls just sort of crumble down around you as the temple is destroyed. And as the temple is destroyed, you watch as you sort of turn your head and you can see as some of these vines that are still been left begin to wrap around the bodies of the skeletons, and with the blackness, the black ichor as well begins to then start to infect the bones, and you watch as the vines pull the bones together and you hear crunch, 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 and the bodies begin to get up and look like they're looking towards you. There's no like light in the eyes or anything, but you've got a small horde of undead plants coming towards you. I would like for you to roll me initiative, please.
Bollocks. All right. That'll do. 19.
You beat their initiative, which was a 15. This counts as a horde, so don't worry, it's not a whole bunch of different ones that are coming after you, but they're sort of like an amalgamation. As one gets up, another one gets up next to it, and you watch as the vines sort of stretch out between them and grab hold of the other bodies and pull them towards them, and you watch as the vines and everything twist and mangle around, forming a large, slightly larger hulking form with 3 heads, and that's sort of mixed in with the vines and everything that's all wrapped around it. And you can see this black ichor that is pooling all over the place as it begins to move towards you, and you get to go first. What would you like to do?
That is a good question. I think that I'm going to cast Guardian of Nature. So, so yeah, it's 4th level spell, and I'm going to do the Great Tree because it's thematic. So yeah, my skin becomes. I've already got bark skin cast, but it becomes even more gnarled and barky. But I start kind of sprouting leaves in my hair, and like my hair becomes a lot more kind of thick and vine-like. So yeah, I have 10 temp HP, Constitution saving throws with advantage, Dex and Wisdom-based attack rolls with advantage. And while I'm on the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for my enemies.
Lovely.
So I'm going to do all of that. That is it's a bonus action. Sweet. So I can still actually do something else. Okay. I can't cast another spell, but I could do a cantrip. Oh, typical. That's also a bonus action. All right. No, it's a bonus action.
That's what I mean. Were you looking at it?
Sorry?
Were you looking to do Shillelagh, but couldn't because it's a bonus action?
Yeah, that was what I was looking at. But I think just for the moment, I'm going to do a poison spray. which I think is a con saving throw on a creature I can see within range.
Cool.
So yeah, as I'm kind of taking on this more tree-like aspect, I kind of start to try and fill the space that was left by the bigger tree. But obviously, I don't think my size actually grows. So I'm just like, basically trying to just impose myself on them as a tree. But I'm going to kind of my arms kind of elongate a little bit and become vine-like, and then they sprout like these little very beautiful blooms, but then they kind of burst open and spores in the air. And yeah, something can make a con save for me, please.
Con save. I was going to double check what it was. That's a 12.
12 is not going to beat my DC, so I didn't roll very well. It's 2. Oh no, wait, what level am I? I'm level 7. Oh, so it's 2 d12s. That's better. It's not that much better, but it's better. 4 in total. I rolled 2 2s.
Oh, that's not good. As these spores assault this hulking undead vine plant type creature, it burns away at parts of the vines, leaving just the black ichor to hold this particular area of its chest together. And you watch as that black ichor begins to spread, and as it does, you watch as it touches one of the bones, and that bone begins to mutate and sort of extend out and forms a large spike that comes out the front of the chest. As it begins making its way towards you, it is going to make an attack against you as it brings up its vine bony hand and goes to slam it down on you.
Not good.
Ooh, that is a 19 to hit.
Oof. Yeah, that hits me.
So that is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it brings this big wood hammer down on your form, because of the guardian of nature and the bark skin that you've got. You're not sort of knocked prone or anything like that. You're able to sort of take the hit. Your feet, sort of anime style, your feet crunch into the ground a bit, and the earth around you cracks a bit as you are slammed in, and it lifts it up, ready to do another attack. But it's your turn.
Technically speaking, bark skin would drop because it's also concentration.
Okay, that's fair.
So yes, I'm a little bit more squishy. I'm significantly more squishy. That's not good. Okay. Right. Well, I think it's. I get the sense that it's acting as one creature. It's not a multitude.
No, it's not multiple creatures, so it's just one target.
So I don't feel that Wither and Bloom would be quite as useful. Okay, what have we got? What can we do? I guess I'm going to start. So this time I am going to use Shillelagh on my spear, and yeah, the kind of the bark-like texture on my arms, kind of as I reach for the spear, starts to spread down that, and it kind of spreads and grows some vines and the like. So yeah, so now I can use wisdom instead of strength for that, and I believe because of Guardian of Nature, I make wisdom-based attack rolls with advantage.
Oh, very nice.
So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's see how we do. Okay, no, one of them was good. That's 26 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Right, and I didn't announce whether I was using. I think I need my shield with the other hand. So yeah, it will definitely be the smaller dice for that. Oh no, not bad. 11 for my shillelagh.
Awesome. How does the attack look as you go to swing at it?
I think I'm still very ponderous and tree-like in my responses. So it's almost a kind of I've grabbed the spear and I kind of sweep it out, and as I sweep it past, it almost takes on the impression of a much larger tree and just kind of smacks straight into it.
It causes this creature to sort of topple on one leg, but then you watch as vines and this black ichor, almost venom style, shoot out of its side and into the ground next to it to stop it from toppling over, and it manages to reassert itself. More vines and bones begin to sort of add to it, causing it to grow even bigger as it is going to make another attack against you. It does look like the attack that you did cause a lot of damage to it, breaking away a lot of the bones and the vines, and as they sort of break into smaller pieces, they seem to be dissolved by the black ichor.
No.
It is going to make an attack against you. Ooh, I don't think that's going to hit. It's going to be a 12.
Not with my shield up.
No. So you block it with the shield. Again, pushed into the ground, but you just take no damage from it this time as it moves back to your turn.
Sweet. A few more of those and we are golden. Where are my bonus actions? Bonus action, can I do... wait. Not sure. Yes, I will do that. Okay. With my bonus action this time, I'm going to use my defile ground. So this time it's kind of the vines that I'm kind of trailing from my hair kind of reach down and permeate the ground, and then kind of start to interlace the ground around me, and the vines have that kind of thorn, like the vines previously grew. Yeah. So as this creature tries to kind of get to me, it catches itself on the thorns, and they're going to do an extra bit of necrotic damage. Unfortunate thing with this feature is it doesn't specify that I don't also take it for being in my own area. Yeah, I'll find out. But yeah, I'm going to roll my attack with my shillelagh spear again. Oh no, we did not do well. I rolled a 2 and a 3, meaning that my best one there is a 12.
What, to hit?
To hit.
Yeah, to hit. 12 does hit.
Sweet. So basically, as long as I don't roll double ones, I can hit it. So I'm chuffed with that. No,
quite a big hulking figure at this point. As the bones and things and vines are sort of attaching to it, it's kind of got like one of those staggering stat blocks. So the bigger it gets, the easier it is to hit. Mm-hmm. But the more damage it does. Cool.
Well, I rolled max damage on both of my dice there. So with the that's. I think it counts as blood. Yeah, it's bludgeoning. With the shillelagh weapon, this kind of tree-like aspect, like almost like an extra branch-like arm, sweeps down and smacks 7 shades of sap out of it. That's 10 points, and then an extra 4 of necrotic from the thorns. Amazing. The necrotic damage doesn't seem to do anything to it. Bastard. But the extra 10 damage, the 10 damage that you did, you crack into a rib cage area, and as you into the sternum part, and that bit just breaks apart, and all of the ribs get absorbed into the black ichor, and you watch as the body itself begins to sort of slump and stagger forward a bit. It doesn't look very healthy. It looks like it might be on its last legs at the minute. Cool. Well, that is me done, I think. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to take another step towards you, which means it takes damage from trying to get to you, doesn't it? No, it's difficult terrain, so it's just slower to get to me. Okay. Yeah, the extra D4 damage is when it takes damage from attack or spell, which is what I added.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Right,
I'll be dropping that because if the necrotic's going to hurt me and not it, I don't want it.
That's fair. Right, it's going to make an attack against you. That's a natural one, so no, it's not. I think the fact that your attack was more because of how big this thing is now. Your attack hit a rib cage that was within one of its large stump-like legs, which caused it to jerk forward as it went to attack you. So instead of it actually hitting you, it goes over the top of your head and crashes down behind you, leaving a large part of it exposed for you to attack it if you'd like to. So that makes it your turn.
I think it's getting into that kind of military tactics kind of thing. Like, I was very much a kind of frontline spear person. So I think I'm getting into that rhythm now of kind of make an attack, weather the storm, make an attack, and not giving any quarter. I'm going to hit it again. And now that I've told my dice what I don't want, watch me roll 2 nat ones. I mean, it's trying to. A 3 and a 5 for a 14 with advantage.
Yep, no, you're good. That hits.
Yeah, all good, all good. Oh, and I am dropping the defile ground. I kind of bring those vines back in, and possibly by retracting them, I kind of hold back a little bit because I only got a. I think there actually should have been 2 extra last time, but that doesn't matter. It's 10 points of bludgeoning this time as I smack it.
You can apply that 2 extra now if you'd like.
Okay, 12 then.
Awesome. It had 11 hit points left. How do you want to do this?
I think it's literally just like I say, just that kind of smack, weather the storm, smack, weather the storm. So it's literally just that final hit. I can see it's on its last legs, as you said, and I just almost like even more just bringing that strength in and just smack down. I would like to just smash it to pieces against the stone floor.
As you smash it to pieces, the vines and bones are disintegrated, absorbed by the black ichor, and the ichor itself is what is just spread like a massive spray of blood all over the remnants of this courtyard / temple that you're now in, because the actual temple itself has collapsed. And as that blood sprays out, you hear a loud roar come from the jungle area. And that is where we are going to take our break. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes while we go take a short rest, and then we will come back to find out what that loud roar was and what Aeodrun is going to do next. We will see you in a little bit. Goodbye. Welcome back, everybody. We have had our short rest and we are going to dive straight back into the next half of tonight's session. In the first half, Aeodrun entered into the ruins of the temple, cast an 8-hour plant growth to try and help the vines and bushes and vines, bushes and roots that were being infected by this black ichor, managed to revitalize them but couldn't do anything about the ichor. Found loads of dead bodies, discovered that those, or skeletons should I say, those bodies hadn't been killed by the plants. There had been maybe some sort of a fight that had happened here at some point, as one of them had broken ribs from stab wounds. Going into the temple, they discovered some wooden bodies on the floor, along with a half-transformed form that looked like they were going to transform into a dragon. Looking at the robes that they had on them and going off of the information that Aeodrun had been given previously by Brahm, Elodie and Visania, this was probably a high priest of Vyasha. This temple seems to be a temple to Vyasha. Luca found a small little doll-like body, wooden body, and didn't have black veins on it, and got sucked into it, and then proceeded to animate it, and was able to speak to Udric, and said to Udric that they had a feeling that if Udric placed his hand on the face-looking thing on the tree, that something might happen. Did that, got pulled into a memory where we saw how this temple used to function, that these wooden people that walk around are part of this world tree sapling, and the one that Udric placed his hand on spoke to Udric, explaining that if he was to cast his plant growth on the tree, it would destroy the tree and free it of this curse, and that basically told Udric to go save all of the other trees, and that Savannah was the cause behind it. Savannah is looking for a way to infect the deserts, the nature within the deserts, to try and kill off food, vegetation, and all of that sort of stuff, to try and basically starve out the entire area so that it's easy to invade. Coming back into out of the memory and back into the real world, Udric cast another 8-hour plant growth. So Udric's already spent 16 hours here, we think. Could have been longer, but we think. And caused the tree itself, as the black ichor began to sort of grow around it, caused the tree to turn to dust, and that dust began to absorb into Udric's body, granting Udric the gift, blessing of the world tree, as all of this black ichor fell down into the large cavernous hole that was left. The walls of the temple fell down. Udric was fine because he was in the center of the temple, but as Udric went to leave, the vines and black ichor began to wrap around the bones of the dead and pull them into one big amalgamation, big hulking monstrosity that tried to attack Udric. Udric, with some clever military tactics, was able to defeat this creature, and then a loud roar could be heard from the jungle. And that is where we are going to come back into the session, as again you hear that noise come from the jungle.
I'm positive that roar was very impressive. However, Zoom saw fit to suppress that one.
Oh, that's fair. I won't do it again, but it was a very loud beckoning. If I can find a soundbite for it, I'll put that over my face, over that, so people can hear it.
Tordy can do it in post.
Yeah, Tordy can do it in post.
Or has done it in post. Has and already. Past, present, future, and perfect.
I can just see Tordy doing that thing. Have you seen the Jurassic World meme where it shows the big T-Rex climbing up and looking over the thing, and when it goes to roar, it goes, yeah, instead? I can just see that being it instead. Anyway.
Guess we'll find out.
We will find out. What would you like to do?
I'd like to run away, because I'm assuming that this is either the same dinosaur that I saw previously, deciding that it was in fact hungry and did in fact notice me 16 hours later. Maybe it's taken that long to pick it up, or it's a new one. Either way, I'm not sticking around to find out.
That's fair. Okay, what you're running in the away direction?
If I can tell what direction it came from, yes, I wish to avoid it as best I can.
Yeah.
If I can pick up the river, I think my best bet's probably still following that.
Yes, that's one thing I didn't describe to you, was it? Yes, the river runs directly below this temple, this entire area, to the point where the fountain sort of dipped into that river and caused it to spout out. The river then goes around the base of the actual temple structure and then carries on out the other side, so you can carry on following that down, and it looks like it's beginning to get wider, like you're getting close towards the mouth of the river, which will be where the ocean is, or the sea.
Okay. And I assume I've also still got strapped to me the tiny mannequin doll, which is either inhabited by Luca or is just hanging free in the wind and just rattling around. Or maybe both, who knows?
Yeah, I think Luke is in it at the moment and is letting the limbs, as you begin moving, let the limbs sort of go freely. Seems, I mean, you've got sort of like a telepathic connection to Luca anyway. He's absolutely fascinated with how this thing moves around. But yeah, you can run. I would ask you, would you like to move away silently, or are you just going to pelt it?
And like, is there anything I can do to kind of work out how close the roar was?
Roll me a perception check, please.
Perception. Yeah, that'll do. 21.
21. It's less like judging how far it is by the sound, and more the fact that it's coming from the direction that you came into this place. Mm-hmm. And as you look in that direction, you can see a large shadow or a large figure moving amongst the trees. So it seems to be making its way towards here, but maybe drawn here by either the fighting or the sound of all of the temple walls collapsing down, one of the two maybe, or both. It's very close.
Yeah, if it's in more or less visual range, I am not being stealthy. I'm pretty certain I don't have particularly great stealth anyway. If I were, I mean, I'm not at a disadvantage, but I've only got a +1. So even if I tried to hide, I don't think I'd do well. So I'm just going to absolutely go hell for leather.
So you begin, and is it just run, or are you looking to hide without rolling stealth, but just looking to hide?
As long as I can follow the river, I'm just going to run down the banks of it, and also hoping that the river bank is more or less kind of route free compared to like the rest of the forest, so will be a bit of an easier pelt down that way.
Yeah, so you begin running away out towards where the other exit is, out of this place that leads away from this voice. Mm-hmm. The vines and the ichor is still around, like within the temple grounds, but as soon as you run out through a hole in the wall and out into the actual jungle area itself, the roots stop, but you can see, now that you've seen the black ichor within this area, that it is starting to leak out from the temple and begin to sort of take over the jungle area. More prominent this side than what it was the other side where the two statues were. So, yeah, but you carry on running and you hear the sounds of trees and branches breaking and bending in ways that they shouldn't do. And you watch as this large dinosaur-like figure comes out of the brush and into the temple area, sticks its snout down and begins sniffing. As it steps into the area, you're very good at, well, you're a druid, so roll me a nature check, please.
I will do that. I'm very interested as to how I'm seeing this from the back of my head as I carry on running. But yeah, that's a 13.
I think Luke has climbed up and is looking over your shoulder and is explaining everything to you. With that, this is the same species of dinosaur that you saw drinking from the river, but the one that you saw drinking from the river had a lot of scars going down the side of its face and down its arms and down its side, as if it had been in lots of different fights. This one looks relatively fresh, as if it hasn't been in many fights, and looks like it might be slightly smaller in scale.
Okay. I was like, is this one bigger because it's the winner of those fights?
Yeah. No, this one's probably more probably either a child, an infant. It's still quite big though, so it's either a child or it's a female one. Not
when you say
sure.
Quite big, we're talking huge, large,
so
whatever's in between.
This would be large. The one that you saw before, no, this would be huge. The one you saw before was gargantuan. If I'm getting my scalings right, it might be one down for each of them. Yeah, because Gargantuan is dragon, so this would be huge. The one that you saw in the jungle before was huge. This one is large.
For some reason in my head there's one between huge and Gargantuan, and I don't know why I can't shake that feeling. Come on, internet, tell me, what are the scale of things? That doesn't help me.
What are the size scalings? Let's have a quick look.
Small, medium, large, huge, and then that's where this particular image ends. That's not helpful.
Let me have a look on D&D Beyond quickly, because it will give me that as a search type, I reckon.
Very, very interesting content for everybody at home. How big is this dinosaur? I think we'll find out with the help of our friend Mr. Internet.
We've got tiny, small, medium, large, huge, gargantuan, and then medium or small underneath. For some reason.
Yeah. Weird.
So this one that Luca is describing to you is large.
Oh, it's large, not huge.
Large, not huge. The one that you saw in the jungle was huge.
Was huge. This one's large, but still looks apex predatory.
Still looks apex predatory. Still the same species.
I've been spending too much time with Talia. I want it.
Either it's mate or it's child. Potentially, you're not 100% sure, but same species.
Neither of those things sounds like a good thing to try and befriend. But I want it. Don't have any spells.
He wants it.
He wants the precious. You know what? I don't have time to ritual cast it. But I do have speak with animals.
This is true. There was a point where you did cast it like every morning, but obviously you haven't got the bears with you now, so you don't need to, but you could cast it. And I follow the Baldur's Gate 3 rulings for speak of animals, so it would last the entire day.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cast speak with animals. Because I'm just like, I think that the running away was definitely that kind of primal instinct of, oh my god, this is a predatory animal, I'm going to be food, I must run away. And then the kind of druid side of me like kicks in and goes, you've absorbed 2 fucking trees.
I'm a badass.
If nothing else, I'm going to be gamey as heck. So, yeah, I'm gonna cast speak with animals, and I'm going to this time I am going to be a little bit more stealthy about it, but I'm going to start trying to edge my way back and see if I can hear what its temperament is.
Yeah, roll me a stealth check, please.
Cool.
It is actively perceiving, so I shall roll perception.
Straight down the middle. What did I say? Stealth?
Yeah.
11. I rolled a 10.
I rolled a natural 1. For a 2! So it does not perceive you. In fact, with a natural 1, as you sort of make your way back round but keep yourself hidden so you can't see it, it steps into the temple area and puts its snout to the ground and begins sniffing, and Luca's popping his head out and is giving you full description of everything that's happening as well. I think I can put my vision into
Luca as well, but I think that makes me blind. So
yeah, you don't want to try running away with that. That would be awkward.
Maybe if I find like a place where I can kind of observe and can stay still, so I'm hidden and I just like pop my sight into Luca.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, so you'll sort of move back towards where the wall is, large chunk of wall. You crouch down behind that and put yourself into Luca's eyes, and Luca, in the body of this doll, pops his head around the corner to have a look at what's going on, and you watch as this dinosaur sniffs at the ground, sort of recoils a bit, having sniffed at the dark ichor. But it seems to have picked up a scent and begins moving its way towards where the ruins of the temple are. And as it does, it steps on a large chunk of the black ichor that you had exploded from the monstrosity that had attacked you. And as it steps on it, you watch as the ichor expands out and then vines grow out from it and wrap around the feet of the dinosaur, and then begin to, as it goes to recoil, more vines wrap themselves around its snout and pull it to the ground. And you watch this. This is a T-Rex with slightly longer arms. It's trying to push itself up, but it can't.
Okay. I at the point at which I saw the Ica trying to claim another victim, that is the point at which I think I would have thrown caution to the wind and started running in. So I can speak with animals. I can speak to it as well. I would like to be calling out, don't panic. I've fought this thing before. I will get you free. Please do not eat me. And I will like to be using my spear to cut away the vines. I will do the feet first, and then, as long as I can keep kind of doing that at a rate that's faster than the vines are expanding, I will try and do the mouth from as far away as I can as well.
You hear a muffled yelp as the vines wrap around its feet and its ankles and around its snout, because the vines had grown their thorns back, and the thorns are like thumb-sized thorns as they penetrate through the scaling of this, the thick hide of this dinosaur, at least a dragon, of this dinosaur, and it yelps out in pain.
If I see that happening as well, like while I'm kind of going around and severing these things, I will also be trying to put in some cure wounds, again from a safe distance, like from face. But yeah, I'm basically just trying my best to free the dinosaur.
Make me, it's not an attack, but make me an attack roll.
Okay. With
I'd say you'd still have Shillelagh up.
I mean, I'll take it. That would be a 17 in that case.
Yep. So you move over to the feet first with the Shillelagh spear out. You put the spear underneath, like find a piece of purchase in between the dinosaur's flesh and the vines. Tilt the spear in a way so the blade doesn't nick the dinosaur at all, and you sever the vines around its wrists. As those fall away, you watch as more begin to sort of shoot out towards it, but with the 17, I'll just say that you spin around and get rid of those, and then you cast your cure wounds on the feet, and you watch as the wounds begin to heal themselves back up, and you run round towards where the mouth area is, using the spear at the max of its range. You get it in like this, like where the soft point is of the dinosaur's jaw, and you push up a little bit, and it winces slightly because in order to do this, you do nick it a little bit, but you manage to cut through, and you watch as the vines fall away, and you quickly cast cure wounds on it again, and it staggers up to its feet using its rather long arms to help itself up. And you watch as its big long tail sweeps around and sort of destroys some of the vines as it tries to lash out at it again. Do you say anything to this creature?
I will say, come away from that black stuff. That's what's doing it. If you leave this area, follow me. We can get you free.
Looks towards you with a cautious look. Wow, this thing's terrible. Is very cautious towards you, but as the vines begin to move closer to begin to try and at it again, it follows your command and you lead it out of the area, batting
I think
away.
I'd also add, don't worry, I'm a protector of the forest.
And at that, it sort of nods at you in recognition and then follows you the rest of the way out without seemingly being afraid of you, or cautious of you at least, because you are a small humanoid figure that is talking to it. But you both leave the forest, they both leave the sort of ruined area, where the vines are still writhing around trying to grab at it, but as soon as you leave that area, the vines stop. The dinosaur itself has lots of nicks and cuts all over it, which you've managed to take care of mainly with your cure wounds. Mm-hmm. But it looks towards you, and because you've got Speak of Animals up, it can talk to you. It's like, thank you. And you can hear it's like you can hear the growls coming from it, but then you can also hear the speaking of it, the common coming from it as well. Thank you for your help. It's unlike food to help.
I mean, I'm mostly tree by this point, so I don't think I'm particularly foodie. I couldn't bear to see you suffering.
You smell strange. Like jungle, but also not like jungle. Bows its head down towards you, so its snout is right close to your body. It's almost putting its chin, basically putting its entire jaw on the ground, sort of bowing towards you, and sort of nudges you a little bit. Thank you for your help saving me.
I would do the same for any creature. You are under my protection for as long as you live in this forest, and it is within my power to do so.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Tell me. Do you have parents here? Are you on your own?
I am on my own. Parents leave us young. We fight for our own survival.
Would you like to come on an adventure?
Leave jungle?
Only if you want to. But if you were able to carry me as far as you're willing to, then I would appreciate the help. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been spending quite a bit of my energy in healing the trees around here. I wouldn't mind a lift.
Something dark attack my home. Can you make me your choice of animal handling or persuasion?
I mean, you're talking to the character with a -1 to pretty much all of his charisma skills. I'm going to take the +9 in animal handling.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a 9 on the dice, meaning it's an 18 overall.
It looks down towards you. Cocks its head a little bit. Cocks its head to the side. Leave home. You ride on me. Out. Keep safe. Okay. Lowers down its back so you can climb onto it.
I'm gonna ride a fucking dinosaur.
It's a little bit uncomfortable because it's got those small spines going down its back, but with the time that it would take you to get out of here, it'd be easy enough for you to make yourself like a makeshift saddle out of wood and vines and things using your Druidcraft and the wood that's available to you. You could do that easily enough if you wanted to. Luca, as soon as you sit on it for the first time, Luca, in the body of the doll, jumps off of you, runs all the way down the neck of the dinosaur and sits on its head the entire journey. What is his name?
My name's Udric. What's your name?
Others call me Runt, but if you want different name, I go by that.
Let me ponder on that one. Runt is not a very kind name for them to have been calling you.
Oh. I did wonder why they were different towards me.
I'm sorry for that, friend.
It's okay. What way are we going?
I was following the river out this way.
Okay. And sort of begins moving along. You see as it moves along, because you didn't see the other one move, because this is very much a T-Rex, but with spines going down its back and a slightly more draconic snout and longer arms. Its arms drag on the floor, almost like how a monkey or a gorilla's do. And its claws sort of drag along, and when it lifts its arms up, you can see that it's got loads of like burn marks on its on the backs of its wrists where it's been dragging along. And every now and then it does pick its arms up like a T-Rex and sort of folds them over itself as it walks. And other times it'll just sort of lay down. But you notice as well that it uses that as a method of foresting for food. So it'll pick up, it'll make sure that its hands goes through dirt and mud and through bark and trees and stuff. And it's yes, it is a carnivore. It will eat meat, but it does also eat plants and other types of things. So whatever its hands pick up, it's on the ends of its claws as it drags them along. It just scoops up into its mouth and starts sort of eating them. It gets all in the teeth and everything. And there's one time where it does lift some of the remnants up and sort of plops it down in front of you for you to eat. It's lots of bugs and big chunks of earth and bark and stuff. Carries on.
Yeah,
going.
why not? I think Udric lived in the woods for long enough that meat would not have been available all the time, so has probably eaten his fair share of insects. And I think that probably because it's a jungle, like it's not necessarily creatures that he's recognizes, and some of the colors are a bit vivid, and he's a bit distrusting. But then I think I've just remembered as well, he does have speak with animals up.
Yeah.
So he probably thinks about it and then hears the little screams and it's like, maybe I'll just eat the moss then.
I didn't even think of that, yeah. You hear... No, don't eat me! You hear from the dinosaur as it puts some of these bugs and things in its mouth, you just hear it go, slimy yet satisfying, as it keeps on going. And then we have a whole Hakuna Matata song montage thing happen.
Just in case Disney hadn't taken notice yet.
Take notice.
Pay attention to us.
Please. You carry on travelling for the rest of the day. And night begins to descend on the jungle, and even though you have dark vision, it begins to get difficult to see where you're going, because there's lots of blacks and greys involved with dark vision, and there's no light sources. Even the starlight and moon's light of the moons, because there's two of them, don't penetrate the canopy of this jungle. So it is pitch black. So the dinosaur will stop as it gets to a point where it begins to feel uncomfortable with traveling. We rest now. Sleep.
Indeed. I don't think it would be suitable for either of us to be traveling in these conditions.
No. Find somewhere safe. And they move slightly. They move to an opening, and they crouch down so that both you and Lucan can get off. And then they form using their body. They lay down, forming a semicircle, giving you kind of like a protection, basically, as they lay down.
That's good, because I was very close to using hibernation on myself so that I didn't have to be asleep for too long around the massive carnivore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think given that there's a kind of smaller shelter, I will. Maybe me and Luca can share a watch.
Yeah, there's a nice large tree that's its roots have formed in a way so it's slightly sticking out of the ground a little bit, and the roots and the underneath part of it forms like a natural tent, basically, that you could sleep under in that if you wanted to. Which would be difficult for this dinosaur to get to you if it did want to eat you.
Yes. I think Udric's going to extend a modicum of trust here. He's not entirely convinced that he's not mad. He's definitely not convinced that he's not dead. So he's kind of like, you know what? Of all the ways that I could have already perished at this point, eaten by dinosaur, I don't mind that one. I mean, I'd still rather not, but imagine that on your tombstone. Udric, eaten by a dinosaur. Don't eat me.
Strange. You are very strange.
That's what happens when you absorb 2 world trees, I suppose.
I don't know what that means, but you have been kind to me. I sleep now. And they sort of lay their head down, and you begin to hear what would normally be the light sounds of snoring, but because this is a large creature, it sounds very loud to you anyway.
I will kind of like pat the snout as well, and kind of try to make myself more ingratiated to to my new dinosaur friend.
Yeah, and you and Luca can also get a long rest if you'd like. You can click that long rest button, because I know you took some damage from the big hulking thing that was fighting you.
1 point of damage.
Is that what you took?
Yeah, you did 11, but all it did is demolish the 10 HP from that thing.
Damn, I need to try harder.
Yeah. But yes, I will take your long rest. I mean, at the very least, it gives me my spell slots back so that I can start spending more time healing trees.
Yes.
How many days could Udric spend in the jungle?
How many days do you want to spend in the jungle?
I mean, I've got 3 spell slots. I can revitalize this whole place.
I mean, that's 24 hours a day with no sleep. Well, you would then have to sleep. So, yeah, that would get really funky if you wanted to do that. But you know that the black ichor hasn't spread out across the entire jungle yet, but it is making its way slowly around. So this jungle will be fully infected at some point until you can find a way to cure it.
I do not like it.
Do not like it.
Not like it.
As you sleep. Do you sleep in that tree, or do you sort of like nestle up with the dinosaur?
I'm going to nestle up to the dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you sleep, you feel like a little bit of pressure on your legs and on your stomach at some point in the night, and you sort of open your eyes gingerly to have a little look, and you can see that the dinosaur has taken its arm and has wrapped it around you and Luca and has sort of placed it down. You just feel that weight on. You're going to wake up with a dead leg in the morning probably, but it's seemingly like either cuddling you like a soft toy or is doing it as a form of protection. You're not 100% sure, but it's warm at least.
Bit of both.
Bit of both. And as you sleep, we move into dreamscape. And as you're dreaming of whatever it is Udric likes to dream of regularly, you hear a voice that comes over and says, "Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? Hello?" A voice that you've not heard before.
Hello?
Where are you? Where am I? I'm so confused. What's happening?
Let's see. Answering your questions in order. I still haven't the foggiest. I couldn't tell you where you are. And what's going on to you, it could be completely different. I don't know whether we are communicating over fathoms or if you're in a tree near me. If you're in a tree near me, then you'll be able to see a dinosaur cuddling an orc and a rabbit.
No. All I can see is purple around me.
Oh, that's not good.
It's strange. Would you like to open your eyes at all? That's a question.
Do I get the sense that if I open my eyes, it's going to be really real, or is this a kind of I'm asleep in the dream, in the dream, in the dream?
It feels like you're in a dream.
Okay, I will open my eyes.
As you open your eyes, you feel like your body's floating, and all you can see is like a purple liquid all around you. Not quite as thick and gelatinous as that stuff that you climbed into in the machine in the temple, but more very similar to the purple liquid that you swam in when you found that flying contraption all the way back in your origin story.
Yep.
You're floating around in this purple stuff, and you're not 100% sure where you are. There's no top to where you are. You can't, surface, sorry. And there's nothing down below you. There's nothing to your left and to your right. And as you sort of turn around, you can see that there is a female-looking form curled up into in a ball with her hair moving around in the water. And she's looking towards you. You can see that her face is quite gaunt. But she's going, who are you? Where are we?
I'm going to be honest with you. There have been very few points in the last year at which I've been able to answer either of those questions. My name's Udric, for what it's worth.
Udric. I've heard your name before.
Are you a tree?
No. I am not a tree. I am Vyasha. She looks towards you.
I mean, that's almost like should I be being a bit more differential in that instance?
What do you mean?
You're a guardian, aren't you?
I am, yes.
And you're in a purple ocean.
It's strange. I feel weird, and you watch as the purple liquid begins to pour in more around just the two of you, and you naturally get pulled closer towards the Guardian. You can see that she's wearing a very basic, surgical, not a gown, because I always find gowns to be really sort of intrusive, more scrubs that she's wearing. And as you get closer to her, this muzzle begins to form around her mouth, and you begin to see pipes begin to appearing out of her shoulder pad, out of the backs of her shoulders, out of her arms, sort of descending down. There's loads of little bits of metal that are attached to pipes that are leading off into nothingness as she's just sort of floating there.
In terms of scale, what are we talking? Like, are they roughly the same size in this vision, or is, as I kind of float closer, is she significantly larger in scale?
She's the same size as you. Well, she's more humanoid form. She looks probably You can kind of tell by the way that her hair's floating around. She looks elven, so she's probably a little bit shorter than you are. But yeah, as you get closer to her, all of this machinery is sort of sticking out of her, and you can begin to see this blackened case begin to appear around you, like you're in some sort of contraption. I don't know who you are, but I've been drawn to you by the trees that you carry. I have little power left. My power's being drained. I need someone. We all need someone to come and save us. All of the Guardians, all of the Titans, we have all been taken by these figures. And she gestures or sort of looks over your shoulder, and you can feel a presence standing behind you.
I don't like it. I will look over my shoulder.
As you turn and look over your shoulder, you can see this blackness that sort of surrounded the pair of you ends at what would be the wall behind you, and there's this almost like transparent wall of glass that's there, and you can see two figures stood on the other side. One is this gangly looking man with a respirator on his mouth and loads of pipe works sticking out of him, and he's tapping on this glass and laughing. And as he moves away, you can see stepping into the frame, purple-skinned fiend fallen with horns and a crown on her head, somebody who you recognize, wearing very military yet regal looking clothing, as Fazania is stood there with a sinister grin on her face, looking over the body of Vyasha inside of this tub. She smiles and then walks away, and as she walks away, you can see outside of this pod that you're in a room with more pods in it, and on the other side you can see other figures inside other pods, and they look like other Guardians or Titans.
Well, that is decidedly upsetting.
Will you help? You are the only person I could reach. I have no more followers out there that I can connect to. Others that have been given the gift of the world trees. You're the only one.
Yeah, I'm getting to that a lot lately. I will do my best. I think that you'll find me a poor substitute for some of your previous priests, but I will take up this mantle.
Udric, a man very much thrown into the situation. I no longer have the power to give you any gifts. But we do not have an awful lot of time left. They are draining our power. We don't know why. I don't know why. I cannot communicate with any of my siblings. But please tell anyone anybody that you can find of authority that this is happening. The Imperium must be stopped.
Now that is of course the problem. Anybody with authority is probably with the Imperium. What we need is a rebellion.
Title of this campaign. Thank you. I cannot hold you here any longer. I am glad to have...
If I can ask just one favor. Yes. Can you make sure that this dinosaur doesn't eat me?
What dinosaur?
Of course. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Udric. I sense your... What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. I sense your dedication to nature and to keeping the the value of nature alive within the religions of the world, and I thank you for that.
The honor is all mine.
She nods her head and she begins to fade away. Sort of, instead of like dissolving, she kind of moves into this aether water, and it sort of encompasses around her as you're sort of plopped out of the water, and you begin floating in a void. And then you hear a loud rumbling and a loud growling noise, and you feel, as everything turns black around you, you feel something shake, and that's when your eyes wake up and you're laying flat on your back with Luca on your chest, sort of slapping you in the face in the wooden form. Wake up, Udric! Wake up, Udric! And you feel the ground shake as a large dinosaur foot slams down next to you, causing your body to whoop on the ground a little bit. And you look up to see your dinosaur friend as they're stood over you with one foot, that foot that they've just placed down, their two arms down near where your feet are. Their entire body is over yours, and they're growling. And as you open your eyes and look up, you can see that scarred dinosaur coming through the trees as this one is growling at it.
So as I sit up, I need to live off that moss. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals again.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, what is it?
Fucking love you. Taking inspiration for that. Sorry. Anybody knows I love Denver, the last dinosaur. Anyway, sorry, that caught me completely off guard. Anyway, thank you for name, big monster. Try hunting and kill. Run, I protect you. You help me, I help you. This thing is huge in size, much larger than Denver. Will probably kill Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd get away. You'd be able to get away without it being chasing you, because it would have something else to eat.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. All right, I've got my spell slots back. I'm going to take a step forward out from under the out from under Denver, and I will, as I'm speaking with animals again, I will say, leave us alone. I am the guardian of this forest. If you choose to disobey me, then I will let the corruption take you.
Oh, make me intimidation, please.
I might have to back this up with some hurty, but we'll give it a go. It's the one charisma thing I do actually have a plus in. It's an 11.
This large dinosaur looks... I need to come up with a name for these, because these are a custom-made dinosaur that are kind of a combination between a T-Rex and some other with longer arms. I need to come up with an actual name for them. I will do that. World building. As it's there and it looks over you, you can see now that you've got, because whereas before you only saw it from one side, now that you've got more of a sort of a head-on look at it, its other side of its face is also quite scarred, to the point where it looks like it's had a gash mark go across its eye, and its eye is white. And it looks at you, looks at Denver, growls, "I don't care if you're a protector of the forest. I am the strongest. I will feed on your flesh. Before we roll initiative, I'd like you, I'd like to know: are you going to stay and help Denver, or would you like to run, or run with Denver?
If Denver like indicates that he wants to run, or I don't think we ever said a gender, or she wants to run, then yeah, we will run. But I have been, I wasn't expecting that to work. So I was holding on to Blight, which I would like to cast if you'll allow it.
Yeah. Just before you cast that, before we roll initiative, Denver will say, I will follow your lead, friend. Run or fight. I will stay with you. Run, fight, or I will protect you. I will follow you. And now you can cast Blight.
I will do so. It is a Constitution saving throw, which I'm expecting it to be fairly good at.
It is fairly good at Constitution saving stuff.
That's not a lot.
That's a 23.
It's going to pass, but it is going to take half, which is going to be more d8s than I have, so I'm going to use D&D Beyond. That's a lot of noise. That is 41 would be full, so half that to 20.
Yeah, sweet.
20 points of necrotic damage.
It's a mute. No, I'm joking. It's not immune to necrotic. That would be mean to do that. How does Blight look as you cast it?
I think I'm trying to, like Udric's always had that kind of, nice edge balance between being able to make things grow, but also being able to kind of wither things. So it's drawing on that withering energy, and he kind of reaches his hand out and just kind of grips down. And the air kind of grows thick and wavers as this he takes hold of the dinosaur's aura and saps it towards him, like sapping the kind of life force out. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah. So as you do that, you watch as this dinosaur writhes in pain from the damage. Momentarily distracted, I would say, because of the way that you described that. It was kind of like an all around it thing, so it's confused as to where exactly it came from. So you have an opportunity here as we roll initiative to do something. So basically what I'm saying is its turn will be not to attack you, basically. You get one turn. So roll initiative, please. Wow, that was really good.
That was really bad from me. 4.
It rolled a 16 naturally. Would you like to roll me another d20, please?
I shall do. Well, that was a 2.
Okay, so you're on a 4 and Denver is on a 2.
Good.
Okay, so the as I said, the first turn for this dinosaur's is going to focus. It is confused as to where this attack came from. You can see now that it's moving itself around a little bit, it does have the traces of black ichor crawling up its legs. Sorry. So this thing is going to become infected eventually.
I feel bad for it now. I want it.
I want another one. Takes it to your turn. This one doesn't look like it's going to come along very, very easily.
No, this one doesn't seem to be in that realm. I'm looking at my spell list, and either it's an attack from me, or it's a con save. Pretty much everything I have attacks con, and seeing that, pretty much the nastiest spell that I know I mean, did some damage, but didn't do as much as I was hoping. I think this is Udric's cue to climb up onto Denver's back and just say, right, that's not going to hold it for long. I think that we need to scalp her. But I will keep him at bay. And I'm going to sit, so I'm riding backwards in the saddle.
Yep. So
that as Denver's running, I can be pew, 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 pew.
Cool. So as you do this, as you climb up, Luca jumps into his holster on your his carrier on your front, and you spin yourself around. Denver also turns around, but instead of beginning to move on two legs like you have done, he crouches down and places his two long arms down on the ground, palms down, scrapes his nails into the dirt, and then just pushes off his legs and basically gallops away. And it's jarring for you to start off with, because you've not moved like this, and it's very violent the way that you're sort of being bounced around. But this is a special feature that this particular type of dinosaur gets, where it can basically shift its movement type, and it grants itself a 25 foot increase in movement. So it now has a movement speed of 75 feet as it shoots off down. That's both of your turns done. It goes to the top of the round, and the larger dinosaur does the exact same thing. Comes down and starts pelting after you. It's 10 feet away from you, because that was the distance it was away from you previously. So it catches up, and yes, moves to your turn. As Denver is sort of weaving between the trees, every now and then knocks into a tree and causes the bark to explode outwards. The bigger dinosaur is just mowing down every tree that it runs into. It does not care.
Yeah, I've just got visions now of just kind of the rest of the group kind of being somewhere near the edge of the forest and just seeing Udric burst through the tree line, riding a dinosaur backwards, chased by an even bigger dinosaur.
That is one hell of an image. If anybody wants to do any fan art of that, I'd love you.
I need to invest in some more shooty druid stuff, because I'm looking down my list. Not only is it con save, a lot of it is touch. Don't want to. I think it's going to have to be a wither and bloom, which the range. So it's a 10-foot radius sphere. I don't know if Denver has taken any damage at all already, but obviously I have the option to kind of wither and bloom something. It's the best thing I've got, but it's another con save.
Yeah. That is going to be a 14.
14 does not beat my DC.
Oh, that was a 10 plus 4.
Okay. I didn't announce that I would be upcasting it, so this will be at the normal level, but pain, what is it? It's 2d6 necrotic damage. Nice, okay, cool. 10 points of necrotic damage. And in addition, Denver or a random, other dinosaur that we just happen to pass by just gets to re-roll an unspent hit dice.
You watch as a very feathery looking velociraptor style dinosaur pops its head out, and you just go, and it goes, oh, and then you just hear a thanks, and it just wanders off and disappears. You can just see its little feather sticking out in the grass as it sees this big dinosaur coming.
I swear my leg was broken.
and Denver moves another 75 feet. The other I'm using T-Rex stats with minor alterations, but the other dinosaur is going to use its movement and its action to get in front of the pair of you. Can't make an attack. Doesn't have legendary actions, so it can't do anything like that. But you watch as it sort of, instead of trying to chase basically Denver's tail, it sort of careens to the right a little bit and begins smashing through more vines and trees and manages to get itself just in front of where Denver is. On its next turn, it can make attacks at either of you or both of you.
I'm guessing that Denver's it's got a bigger movement than Denver has.
Yeah, because it's slightly larger.
Yeah.
I should say Denver isn't moving 75 feet a turn. Denver is moving 150 feet because move and action dash.
Yeah, but
so
it's
this,
just it's
yeah, this is moving 180 feet.
Big enough to get around.
These are two very fast dinosaurs. Very large and very fast.
Okay. I'm going to regret my life choices. No, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace.
Ooh, okay.
Obviously choosing myself, Denver, Luca, and it's how many. Each creature you choose within 30 feet. It's not limited by anything. So basically, every creature in a 30, what's the radius? Within 30 feet of me, I'm going to give advantage on stealth to hide from this creature. So yeah, not advantage. Sorry, plus 10 bonus to stealth.
Yep.
I will encourage Denver to, try to get away, like without invoking an opportunity attack.
Yeah. Okay.
But with my bonus action, I will cast. Actually, I have my Fey Gift bonus actions. What can I do? Temp HP. I can do. Okay. I'm going to use Fey Gift Passage. Oh no, wait. This is bonus action. No, yeah. Pass Without Trace is an action, right?
Pass Without Trace is an action, I believe. Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So with my bonus action, I'm going to use my Fey Gift of Passage. Myself and the creature I help each increase our walking speeds by 10 foot until the start of my next turn.
Very nice.
So yeah, stealthier and a little bit faster to try and hide away.
So you would be going 170 feet on your next turn. That the other dinosaur can still move at 180 feet, but you're going to be sort of necking it, as it were. Okay, so
also trying to hide and like getting away, but also trying to use that extra couple of feet just to maybe go faster than it expects us to.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be very difficult for you to stealth away from this thing because it is actively chasing you. Yes. But what I will allow is I would allow you to roll an athletics check for Denver and add the plus 10 from Pass Without a Trace to that. So just roll me a d20 and then add 7 to it, or 17 to it.
Well, if it's 17, then it becomes a 20. So I only rolled a 3.
I'd say that's... Let me just see if it rolls... I rolled a 4. But it doesn't get the plus 10, so that rolled an 11. So yes, as you cast your Pass Without the Trace, it goes to take a bite with at Denver, but Denver moves out of the way, and the bite causes it to... Because it had to use this action to do that attack, it means it can't move at its full speed this turn. So it only moves at the 80 feet. And then you move 170 feet, so it's now 90 feet away from you. And you just begin running. Denver then moves another 180 feet, and you are it tries to catch up, but it is slowly starting to fall behind as you are going through. So is there anything else you'd like to do?
So I can do the Fey Gift 2 more times, so we can get another, what's that in total, 40 feet head start. Is there anything else that I want to do? Did you ask?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to use a 3rd level spell slot. I'm going to use plant growth. So yeah, the first turn I help us to kind of be a little bit sneakier and increase the movement. The second turn I'm using the immediate casting of plant growth. So I choose a point within range. All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. So I believe that I've knocked its 180 down to 45.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Which is for a turn, but I can cast it 3 times.
Yeah. It's not running on 2 legs. It's running... Actually, no, it would have to be running on 2 legs in order to do the bite attack at you. So that would have slowed its movement down anyway. So it's going to go down on its 2 front legs again to try to catch up with you as you cast this plant growth, and as it moves into it, the vines sort of wrap around it. I'm going to roll a check to see if it falls prone. It doesn't fall prone, but it is stuck in the vines at the end of its movement, allowing you to run away. And just as we come out of the combat, and both you and Denver begin to sort of lose sight of this other dinosaur, you watch as during the combat you were too preoccupied with trying not to get eaten that you didn't notice that you ran through large patches of this black ichord jungle. And as the vines have wrapped around from your plant growth gets infested with this black ichor that then begins to climb up the vines and begins to infect. You see the remnants of the dinosaur begin to get infected as its scarring begins to turn a purple colour as you run out of basically you burst out of the jungle and into this large desert area with this big ocean beach that's lapping, waving at the shore sort of thing. Hi. As Denver doesn't quite know what to do, tries to stop, does the whole, when a dog knows that it's like, and sort of goes face first into the ocean, and you sort of fly off of his back in there, and you're all
because I can't see anything. I'm backwards.
Look. Thank you. Thank you. It's Why salty?
Oh, don't drink the water here.
Okay.
It's different to the water that you would be used to. Also, this ground is a bit trickier to walk on. This is sand.
Oh, not seen sand before. Okay.
Stick with me, friend, and you will see a number of things that you've not seen before.
Okay.
Just please trust me when I ask you not to eat things. I'll make sure you get fed.
Okay. I don't have to eat animals and food. I can just eat plants and insects.
No, I understand that, but also, you got to eat.
What's that? And you watch as his long arm and clawed finger points out, and as you sort of follow his gaze, you can see what looks to be a town in the distance. Looks like a port town. There's some black-sailed ships that are moving away from it. They look like Imperium ships, but you can see, this town sort of there in the distance.
That, my friend, is a town. That is where you will find a lot of people from of my description.
Oh. Okay. Shall we go?
If you're happy to still follow me, friend.
Looks back towards the forest. After Denver kind of caught what happened to the other dinosaur as well. I was like, not good in there. I come with you.
Stick with me. We'll protect each other.
Okay, very hot. Sort of looks up. What is that? Looks at the sun. He's never seen it before.
Don't look too closely at the sun. It'll hurt your eyes.
Okay. Want a ride?
I think so. Yeah, we'll get up onto the dinosaur and to Denver's back and facing forwards this time. I think this time maybe because Pass Without Trace should still be up. I don't think I've cast anything. Yeah, trying to rely on the kind of stealth a little bit more to help us.
Cool.
And now I'm imagining the town guards just being like, "Fuck, where'd that dinosaur come from?"
Exactly. Can you roll me a d20, please?
I will.
And then add 10 to the result.
27.
Yeah. Okay, as you just nonchalantly on Denver's back walk up to this town, it is very much a case of Denver is stood right in the middle of the town before people notice that Denver is there, and everybody's like, "Dinosaur!" Ah! And you watch as the tavern doors open and a familiar figure steps out. That is where we are going to end tonight's session. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You have to wait till the next episode. Audience members might know who it is, but we'll find out. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We have been Roll Together RPG. If you like what you see, we do D&D content on Mondays from 6 p.m. UK time. We also do other content throughout the week. Follow us on our social medias and in our Discord to find out what it is we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing things. Massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters, to Sean for playing in today's game, and to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to the Kobold HQ, or the Roll Together HQ, should I say, so that the Kobolds can get some assistance with all of the work that they have to do. They've helped make us... Mostly, yeah. The D20 Club have helped make us a Discord. They've helped make us a wiki. We have loads of new shows that are coming out specifically for Patreon, so go check all of that catalogue out, and you find it all on YouTube as well. So massive thank you, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.